Good afternoon. This is a veteran from Trinity. I'm here sitting in my living room uh, before the football game starts, and I decided to do a video. The reason I'm doing this is because one of my videos was I told people I was been together with my wife for damn near, well, actually, with our 50th anniversary is going to be in February 24th, 2025. And people want to know how could I stay married to a Thai woman that long? I, I I asked myself that question many a times. Being married to a Thai woman is not easy. Okay, when we first got together, we were both young, and she had a daughter from a previous marriage, and I had just recently lost my girlfriend. So what happened to her? She and her husband in Thailand. A lot of Thai guys have what we call a man noi. So she was married to a guy by the name of Patum, and all of a sudden he started having a new girlfriend, a man noi, and she wouldn't put up with it. So she decided, you know what, I'm getting a divorce and divorce Patum. And as I said, I was sent back to Bangkok because my girlfriend had recently passed. So I had I was given a break and sent to Bangkok. And while I was there at the luxury hotel, Soy 24, one night I was out there. I was kind of lonely, you know, and I went to the club, which is right downstairs from the hotel. I saw this pretty girl. I was still kind of mourning, and I signaled her to come over and talk to me. And she said, and she's, I did this come here. She's, she just smiled and shook her head, and so she turned around and said, "You come over here." And I went over there, and we started talking because at that time I spoke a little Thai, not the best Thai, but a little. And we started communicating, and she told me um, she just recently got a divorce, and she was at home, and a girlfriend who works as a bartender invited her to come to the luxury hotel at inside, but she didn't want to go inside. So she sat on a bench out there, and when I saw her, I started talking to her in my little bit of Thai I knew. So as we started talking, I told her in my broken Thai that my girlfriend had recently passed, and she was from Ayutthaya. And I was describing it. She said, "I know that girl. I know her family." She said, "We used to dance together in Cerebelli and Ayutthaya." And I said, "Hi, right." You know, I automatically thought she was trying to con me. And she said, "Yes, I know the sister. I know the whole family." So I said, "I don't believe that." So I said, "Okay, no shenanigans." So I said, "I have some pictures upstairs. Would you mind going up with me? I'll show you." I said, "No, it's gonna be safe." And I assured her. And we went upstairs because I had the album with me, a photo album with me. And she said, "That's her. I know her family well." And she started talking about, the dancing in different communities in Thailand and stuff like that. So I finally believed her because she had all the right answers to the questions I asked her. So we just talked and talked, and then I I said, you want to go and eat something? And she said, okay. And we talked and talked and talked. She said, I'll say I'll be here for another week or two. And she said, okay. And she came and we talked and stuff like that. And then afterwards, she was pretty and she was nice. So I said, okay. I said, I'll be leaving here in about a week or so. I'm I'm going to Udon, because there was a new satellite station in Udon. It was at Ramazan, and I said, okay. I said, if you don't mind, you'd like to come out there. I said, I'll be living on the economy. And she said, I'll think about it. I said, well, I gave her the address, and if she decided to come, and if she could contact me. Because in those days, we had no, as they call it, cell phones and stuff like that. So, and then I can write Thai, she can write Thai. And so she decided, a week later, after I left Bangkok, she came out. And we started living together. And, she seemed seemed like a very nice person. There were no red signs. You know, we both were in a place where we were both lonely, and we we decided to live together and stuff like that. And I treated her well, and she treated me well. And after a while, if a strong friendship developed, and I always respect her. I never try to change her. A lot of guys will try to change a woman, but I didn't do that. You know, I decided to let her be herself. So we lived a few months together. Then she helped me get my daughter through the Thai court system. And after a while, we lived in together. She got pregnant. I said she's not a bad girl. You know, so we decided to get married. But in those days, you should, at least where I was stationed, you couldn't just go out there and marry a Thai girl. The command had to give approval. Since we didn't have much of a command, we had to use go to the base. They're the seventh, and we had to get counseled by the chaplain and stuff like that before you could get married. The reason that we had to do that was a lot of young guys were coming to Thailand and marrying older women. I mean, you have young country boys coming over there, and they were getting these ladies are 45, and some of them were 50, marrying guys who were 21 years old. It was bad. You see, and these women were not even good-looking women, and they were marrying these guys because they just wanted to get out of Thailand. At that time, Thailand was not as wealthy as it is right now, so anything was a good living getting out of Thailand for some of these people. So some of these women just latch on to these guys. But my girlfriend wasn't like that. I told her, we could get together and build a good life. You know, so that's what we did. We were looking for build a future together. We were about the same age, so I told her, I said, well, here I was in E5. I said, I'll stay in the army for a while and see how it goes. And we could build a good career together if we work together. And she was for all for it. She wanted a good family and stuff like that. So when the time came, I had to, we had the baby. And I tell you, the thing about the baby was my daughter turned out a real light skin. Because so the first time I saw her, I asked my wife, who who's that bald headed white baby? Because my daughter was born was almost bald headed. But I knew it was my kid, because as I call and still tease her today. I say you have my mother's nose, but my wife didn't think that was funny. She also, you don't think that's your baby? I said, I know it's my baby. But I tease her because the baby is so light. So in order to, so we got married and stuff like that. But in order to get the baby out of Thailand, I had to take a blood test. Oh, and that upset the wife. Oh my God. She said, "You don't believe that's your baby?" I say, "I do." But I said, I have to take the military wants a blood test before they give her any kind of paperwork so she get out of there. You know? So we had to go in there and do a blood test. And she stood up with my now she upset. Now she's saying, uh I said, well, now I know that's the only kid I have that I could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt is mine. So that we used to have fun, you know. My wife had a sense of humor, and I appreciate it. You know, we had a good time. You know, and over the years, I try not to change her. A lot of guys, they're married Thai women, eventually try to change him. I didn't. I didn't attempt to change my wife for nothing. You know, I let her be herself. She followed her own religion. I didn't try to convert her to anything. I said that the environment changed her a lot. You know, I didn't try to Americanize her. You know, she was able to go out and buy all the Thai food she can get. I never. She cooked Thai dishes. She became my mother's favorite daughter-in-law. You know, my parents really like her. So I can't give you any advice because it's like a crapshoot. You never know what you as far as Graham said. Life is like a bowl of cherries. You never know what you're gonna get. So anybody that say that you need to follow these guidelines, no. The only thing you can do is let the woman be herself. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. I remember one incident that happened. I was stationed at Fort Lee at the time, and she met many Thais and stuff like that. And she wanted to go to Thailand, and I said, "Well, we can't really afford it." And I kept on putting it off and putting it off. So one day, I came home and nobody was home. And then later that night, I got a letter from my friend Cornel Creighton, who lives in Maryland. She said, "Your wife dropped off the kids." At that time, I had 3 kids, and gone back to Thailand. I said, "What?" So here I was in Virginia working, and my wife had taken off and gone to Thailand. So I said, "Oh my God, these guys were stick with me in Thailand, but here they had their own life." So what I had to do was go and get some emergency leave. My parents were living in New York at that time, so what I did was went down, I picked up the kids, and I had to take them to New York, in Brooklyn, New York, and for my parents to watch them. Then after about 3 weeks, my wife called and said she wanted to come back. So I bought her a ticket, and she came back. Yeah, It was really strange, you know. So you cannot underestimate these women. You got to give them a chance, you know. You don't try to change them. If they want to do any changes, let it be on their own. You can't force them to change, you know. So all I say is, it's like a crapshoot. Successful marriage, you never know, you know. So that's my all of my advice is to anybody who's married to a woman. Don't try to change them too much. If you know, just be kind. Treat them with kindness. You know, don't shut them out of the decision making process. You know, be kind, considerate like with any woman. They're no different than any woman in the West or not. You have to understand. They give up in Thailand. It's a hard life unless you come from a well-to-do family. You see, my wife never had much education because she had to help a family, you know, at an early age. So our marriage advice to give anybody is, you got to go out there. It's like rolling the dice. You never know what's going to happen. Nobody can tell you. It's up to you. You have to, when you have a woman, you treat them with respect and kindness, regardless of where they come from, you know. So all I can tell you is, wish you luck. I hope you don't crap out, because a lot of guys have crapped out. You know, the guys I know uh, that had been successful, the boat pass right now was Cornel Creighton from Maryland, my buddy in Maryland. He was my NCOIC, and MacArthur Adams. They both passed. They were real great guys, and they also had very successful marriages. So all I could leave you is good luck. And this is a veteran from Trini. Uh, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my station, my channel. Again, this is a veteran from Trini. Good night.